Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to my channel. It's your girl Cece. I'm back with another one. And today, you guys, very briefly, I wanted to address the Blueface and Nivea. I was about to say Nuvea. Uh, okay, New Nuvea. I know her name is really Nivea, but I just for some reason they made me say Nuvea. So it's gonna be some new stuff going on. It's gonna be all right. She's gonna get to cracking that whip. I don't know why I said that. Why did I just? Lord Jesus, have mercy, y'all. Y'all are gonna understand what's going on right now when I get into it. So I'm watching this content creator. She's doing commentary, and I really forgot her name. Like I was just watching it. I didn't think to make a mental note of it, but she was basically reviewing the stream where he called her out of her name, and then he turns around and he buys her flowers, right? Y'all, I don't even know why I follow these people. I feel like I'm just at this point in my life, bored. Oh goodness, like I'm too grown to be bored. Like we're too grown to be bored and involved in the lives of these people, but for whatever reason, it comes across our feed and we become interested, especially when you see something over and over and over again. You're just like, let me just click on it so YouTube can be at peace. Okay. So, of course, I've heard of Blueface before. Just recently, Nevaeh came into the scene. I'm like, who is this girl and where did she come from? Um, so, going back to her content, when we got near the end of the content, y'all, because I was upset. I was extremely upset watching how he was talking to this woman, knowing that she just had a baby, dealing with postpartum depression, maybe not in the best headspace, you know. And then I started thinking, like, I remember the rumors back in the day, and I say back in the day because when they first started dealing with each other, Krishan and him, and then Jaden came into the picture, she was smashing stuff. Y'all remember that? Well, y'all know what was said about why she was doing that. Like, he allegedly, I gotta say allegedly, even though I'm not a big content creator myself, I'm still going to say allegedly because I don't know how true it is. I'm not in these people's beds and I'm definitely not on these people's, I'm not able to look into these people's my chart. Okay. So I don't really know, but he allegedly gave her something or a couple things, and from some of those things, if I'm not mistaken, they all can't be just cleared up with a shot or some medicine. And I'm thinking like, man, what is this girl going through? Why? Oh goodness, like if that's true, you got that on top of how he treats you, on top of maybe financial constraints, wanting to get out of a situation that you can't get out of. I don't know. I truly don't. It's that is very stressful. I feel like he's trying. Ooh, him and Krishan. Now that's some wicked stuff. Let me tell y'all something. You knowing that you could stress this woman out to the point where she could, because she just had a baby, that you can cause her to break down in such a way where she would go and back into the hospital from stress. You can die from stress. Is that what y'all trying to do to her? You hear a lot about the industry stuff, the S word that ends with an E, and how some of these people take people out. You know what I'm saying? You hear a lot about this stuff, and it wouldn't be like, oh, she was just stressed. She was under a lot of stress and she passed away. He's putting her under a lot of stress. Does he have her under contract or something? Is there a policy or something? If you get my drift, if something were to happen to her, he would gain something from it. Like it's really upsetting to see her go through this because I know what postpartum depression feels like. I know how it feels to your baby's across the room crying and you in the corner crying too because you're like just trying to like get through it so that way you can pick that child up and console that child, because that child didn't ask to be here. There's no need for you to be angry towards that child and take it out on that child because this butt wipe over here doesn't want to act right or do right by you and causes you so much stress. But I'm not gonna, my situation was not as severe as this right here, him calling her a B word while she's breastfeeding her child. I don't know what she breastfeeding. Could have been, I don't think so. She was just holding her child, being at peace for a second, because she only gets a second to be at peace until he comes around barking again. Okay. um it's really upsetting. It's really upsetting because postpartum depression, he's supposed to at least be there to help her when she needs to take a shower. He could take the baby while she's taking a shower, while she's with the baby and breastfeeding the baby. That's the moment where you should be cooking her breakfast. Why are you worried about what she's cooking for you? You should be cooking her breakfast. So when you do get the baby from her, when once the baby's been fed, burped, changed, whatever, and the baby is sleeping, after you've done that whole process for her, not the breastfeeding part because you've been trying to breastfeed too for some reason, um, the burping, the changing the diaper, the coddling, just being able to comfort your child and put your child to rest. So what, not to, oh Lord, forgive me. Let me watch my words. Okay. Um, so putting your child to sleep, because that's all a baby does. They need to be changed, they need to be fed, clean, uh, you know, and they go to sleep. That's it. I envy because I don't want to pay no rent. Just eat and sleep and go to just do it all over again on repeat. So while you're doing that, she could be taking a shower. And while she's taking a shower, after you put that child down to go to sleep, that area that she occupies, clean that up for her, make it nice and neat for her, make the bed up, vacuum while she's getting ready, and when she comes back out, if the child is awake, you can hand her the child until you bring her breakfast. And once you bring her breakfast, you take the baby from her again. You are supposed to be a helpmate. You are stressing this woman out. You are stressing this woman out. All the things that you should be doing, and you really think that this woman is going to be your slave? Let me explain something to you. At the end of that commentary, my right hand to God, my right hand to God. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this commentary that, the content creator has created. She's explaining all the stuff that he's done, and all of a sudden, I'm sorry, I can't even get my words right, can't get my mind right, because this man, my God, this man is evil. This man is so evil. And what's crazier is at the end of the content, for those of you who are not new to my channel, if you're new, look at some of my look at some of my videos of the past and you'll know what my content is about. Okay? To give you a perspective, when I tell you in the spirit what I heard, and you and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, I swear to God, I heard this in the spirit in my right hand of God. When we got near the end of that commentary, I heard a voice, it sounded like maybe a haggard older white woman. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I heard her say it sounded like this. Oh, I'm not trying to. Oh God, I gotta use a different word. I gotta improvise, right? She was like, "Evil trigger, evil trigger." That's how. If you get with the word, replace the T and the R with the N. Okay, that's what I heard. Now, I don't believe that that is Nevaeh's thoughts towards him, but I do believe that that is an ancestor of hers that feels that way about him. Evil trigger. Evil trigger. Should I even be saying the T word? I don't know, y'all. I don't usually speak on stuff like this, so I don't have to censor myself as much, but that's what I heard. I mean, maybe this was somebody who used to smoke a lot, because that voice, that throat, evil trigger. Like, yeah, that person was very disgusted with him, and that's what she called him. If you get my drift, what rhymes with trigger? So yeah, he's very wicked. He's very, very wicked. And I really hope and pray that she gets away from him, because there is no way in the world that would be my daughter in that house with that man being evil like that. Absolutely no way. Her mom was like, "Oh, I can't do anything about it." Yes, you can. You're her mother. She's going to listen to you above all else. But I'm telling y'all, he's gonna get it for how he's treating that woman, and she's dealing with postpartum depression right now. He's going to get it. I'm telling you. He is very nasty. He's very wicked. And he don't need to be around that baby. He don't need to be around that baby or that woman. And she just stays there. She just stays. But I wish the best for her. I wish the best for her, and I really, he's gonna get what's coming to him. I just feel it. We already seen it when they got into it after the baby shower at night. They, him and Krishan was out, and somebody popped him right in the kisser. They just popped him. That man fell down like he was already into the next realm talking to the Lord. So he has more coming. He just doesn't think he has more. He thinks because he's surrounded by security, that he doesn't have to worry about that. But he has more coming, and it's not going to be in the way that he expects, because he treats that woman very nasty, very nasty. All right, y'all. Until next time, peace.